happy right now. Yay, I'm back. It looks like YouTube is letting me go live again. Yesterday when they, no, it was the day before yesterday, they took me off because I showed some veterans with their pew-pews. So I won't be making that mistake again. I know I'm like hot and sweaty and kind of crazy now. I have had the most incredible past 24 hours. And I don't know if anything else is going to happen, but I got to say I am so grateful. Hi Donna. So,
What do you want to do?
oh, stop it. My car wants to talk to me. So I am crying on and off all day long. Laura, hey, how you guys doing today? I'm sorry, but it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Um, I did finally get to meet Helen Comperatore, and she was so gracious and lovely. And I only talked to her for a few minutes. You know, she had a lot going on. Her entire community turned out to honor her husband, and what I noticed from her speaking to the crowd and just the look on her face, and she could barely keep it together, but she was, yes, three volley salute, exactly, Donna. Helen was amazed and so grateful to see that her community loved her husband so much. I don't think that she understood the weight of it, and maybe of what happened here in Butler, Pennsylvania, just about exactly 1 year ago today. You know, we were all affected, but the people of this community were affected the most. And I've just spent the past week with them, and they're just amazing. These people are amazing. And you know, they keep stressing this today, of all days, that this is not a day for left side, right side, any of that. This is a day of unity. This is when we really do need to all come together and understand that we're all people and we love this country. And Corey died at the hands of a hate and a sickness so profound. I don't think that we can understand the magnitude of it. And I don't want to get into what happened on that day, other than, you know, on the one hand, the life of, yes, Vincent, the life of President Trump was saved. The life of Corey Comperatore wasn't. And I didn't know Corey, but, and I'm crying because I saw the pain in the faces of his wife and his daughters and his friends. And I met his brother-in-law, and I met like all these people who knew him and worked with him. He was the fire captain here in Buffalo Township, where I am right now. You're going to no man's land. What's that mean, Darla? You'll catch it on the replay. Just be happy I'm back on YouTube right now. Anyway, I was able to cover this story because of one dude. His name is Mark Gordon. I introduced him on my Facebook show that I did earlier. My office. You're looking at my office. It's the inside of my car. Anyway, this guy Mark, he's like on the planning commission, I believe, here in Butler County, and he took me everywhere. He was like the best, most helpful person I could ever want to take me. I'm not home chic. I am traveling. I am on the site of an amazing story that I broke today, which is the honoring of Corey Comperatore. I still am not sure if I'm saying his name right. I keep hearing it and then I forget. Is it Comperatore? I'm not sure. But anyway, Corey. Let's just call him Corey, okay? So, hi, Joseph. This community is so strong. And you may not know this, but Butler, Pennsylvania is actually the home of the Jeep. Yes, the Jeep was invented here. And every year, there's a huge kind of Jeep birthday party. But now Butler is famous for July 13th. And, President Trump is in touch with daughters every week. They actually have a security detail because, fortunately, there are some people in the world who don't think like we do. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to focus on them. I just want to say that it is a shame that this amazing woman and her daughter need security because of ridiculous threats. Anyway, it was about love. And today's thing that I've never seen before, and I don't know if I'll ever see it again, but it's something like, and don't quote me on this number because I'm not a numbers girl, but I think there were like 1,000 motorcycles. I don't know. There were definitely more than 100, hundreds of motorcycles, and all riding. They actually drove right past Corey's house. It was amazing. And the motorcyclists, everybody, the bikers, let's call them, they were so awesome. And I was able to be right at the front where they were coming down the road and film them coming in. And I did some videos of that you guys can see I did like I did one so far. I did one reel, but I've got a lot more. I'm going to be editing, and I got so many amazing interviews. And hi, Indonesia. And I got one really good interview that I never expected to get, that I hoped I would get, but I didn't expect. And that was with Vincent. 1 year ago, tomorrow, I watched on the TV Vincent. He was sitting right behind President Trump. The guy with the hat and the beard. You see him at lots of rallies, and he's been a fixture at all the Trump rallies. And I met him with Trish several years ago, and so we pulled into where there's a concert for Corey tonight that hasn't taken place yet, but they've all just pulled in. Anyway, I really didn't expect to see Vincent there, but I saw his truck there because Vincent has a very, very particular truck. So I was like, "Ooh, Vincent is here!" And so we walked over, and there he was, and we got to reunite. He didn't remember me, but he remembers me now. I had to remind him of he took Trish and I out to dinner actually at the Trump old post office restaurant in Washington D.C. Anyway, Vincent is my friend again, so it's all good, and I will be doing an interview with him. He told me that there's actually a movie coming out about J13 that tells the story of everybody who was there, and paints the picture of there's so many different stories of the people who were at that rally and the people who weren't at that rally. I have talked to no less than maybe a dozen people who I said, "Did you go to the rally?" And they said, "No, we were going to go, but then we decided at the last minute not to." And a few people even tried to go to the rally and they turned around, and don't talk to me about OnlyFans, please. I'm not one of those girls, okay? I don't know why you would think I am. Come on. Anyway, yeah, have respect for real women. So Anyway, I got to see Vincent again, and he was fantastic. And he said he'll give me, yes, you always see Vincent behind DJT speeches, exactly. So, like I know him personally. So when I saw him at the rally and I saw him, he seemed like he was looking down right before the shots rang out. Laura, OnlyFans is something that women with with no skills do to make money, if you know what I mean. So because I'm not a whore, okay? I don't do that, and I don't have any desire. Thank you. Exactly, Donna. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there are people who just think of women as objects and stuff like that. I get on, I do my show, and you know what? It doesn't matter if I'm wearing a bathing suit or I've got a shirt buttoned up to my neck. We're still gonna find creeps and losers. It's just how it works. Yeah, guys, like check yourself. Anywho, yes, Laura, crap, exactly. So anyway, being here in Butler has just it's been such an amazing experience because it feels to me kind of like 9/11. On the first 9/11, which was actually I think 1993 when the World Trade Center was hit the first time, I was living in Switzerland. And then the Oklahoma City bombing happened. These things happened in my homeland, and I couldn't be there, and I felt very kind of separated from my people. So I moved back to America right before 9/11. So I was here in Pittsburgh, right here in Pittsburgh, during 9/11. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, but I wrote a book about the way 9/11 changed our society because my brother actually was survived 9/11, and he was in New York City, in the building next to the World Trade Center, so he was a visual witness to everything. So you know what, Master of Destruction, I don't know why you need to do that, because I am not that kind of girl. So just go look on your OnlyFans account, okay? You go find someone who that's what they do. I don't do that. Okay, I'm a journalist. I'm a writer. I am I'm not your toy. So yes, exactly, Donna. Don't say weird things to me. And also don't forget, I've got many mods who are watching, so everybody protects me on the internet. Anyway, like if you want that, then don't come here, because that's not what we do. So anyhow, when it comes to the Butler situation, I have so many questions, and they're not going to be answered. But I've talked to these people. We'll talk about this later. Today is not that day, but today is a day to really try to get that love back. Love for your community, love for your neighbors. Honor the people, especially the first responders. The fact that this community lost its fire chief, that's really serious. Corey was important to his family, but Corey was equally important to his community. And hello, Brazil. And that is so apparent today. And the people who turned out to honor Corey, there wasn't a dry eye there. And seeing all these motorcycles come down the path, it was so amazing. And I am an English teacher. Hi, Dar. Do you guys need any English teacher solutions? Are you asking about anything that do you need problems with there, and there? About deer, my husband always had this problem. My husband was a Spanish speaker, and he'd always say there are deers in the yard with an S on the end. But 1 deer, 2 deer, 3 deer, 4 deer. So deer, it's always the same. Whether you see any deer or only 1 deer, there is no S on the end of deer. Okay? So there's a little English teacher hint for you. Yes, I did teach English. My mother was an English teacher. I'm a journalist, but when I moved to Switzerland, I did teach English because That's what you do when you move to a foreign country. Anyway, I just wanted to come on quickly. I was so surprised that I was able to come on live, but very grateful that YouTube apparently realized that my showing poo-poos in the hands of veterans is not a violation. So I'm really glad that they brought me back on. So I feel even happier right now than I did even 20 minutes ago, when I was feeling very grateful and blessed that I was able to be here and cover this story the way that I have. Another reporter who's been covering the story right alongside me is a woman named Janice, and she's from the Epic Times, and she's doing a great job too. So I can't wait to see what she comes up with. In fact, she was at the Butler rally, and she has promised to give me an interview. So I will be interviewing Janice from the Epic Times. I can't wait because she's super cool. I've met so many amazing people here, and I will be coming back to this area at the end of August to do a book signing. So I'm also lucky I've got the special red shirt on. Let me show you what it looks like. Turn the camera around. It's backwards, but anyway, it says Corey Cruise first annual. So this is the first annual Corey Cruise, and I'm probably going to come back to the second one and do this maybe every year, because why not? That's right, no S when you say Illinois. Good one, Donna. Hi, Melody. Yeah, it's been an amazing week, and like I said, when I'm separated from the people I know and grew up with, and then something major happens, like J13, or even the synagogue shooting in, what was that, 2016 or 2017? That was my cousin's synagogue, actually. So yeah, Pittsburgh's in the news a lot, but you never think of Butler being in the news. Butler's like, it's such a small town. It's so, it's so homey. It's so, nothing ever happens in Butler, So the people, oh my gosh, I got to show you guys this car. Look. Hey guys, you're live. So I have an interview with, this is Walt and his daughter Tori, and that was he passed away in 2012 from a brain tumor, and so it was Tori, you were amazing. How was it to drive that car? Oh, good job. Good job. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for your interview earlier.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right. Thank you for right now, too.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, my friend. So anyway, that was her big brother, and he passed away. I think she said she was like 8 years old when it happened, and she was able to drive his car with the Comperatore girls and their mom in it. And it was a really great honor, and it's so special that their beloved brother and son's car could be used in this way. And I interview with Walt, and it's just, he was fantastic. Actually, I got a lot of really good interviews today, and I learned about 2 organizations that help. They're international. One helps people who are in a fire, which is very, on point with Corey, having been a firefighter. And I got that interview. And I got another interview with all of the people who volunteered to help organize this, the motorcycle cruise today. There was 20 people who volunteered to come out for that. And they were actually people who have disabilities and stuff, and they need jobs. And so I interviewed that guy too. So, hey, Hadar. We're here in Butler, Pennsylvania right now, covering the weekend of Corey Comperatore, and honoring his life and honoring his legacy as a first responder, as a father, and as a hero, and as a husband. When I met Helen today, the only thing I really wanted to do and say to her was, I feel your loss, I feel your pain. all of America feels your pain. And I just wanted to give her a hug. You know, I lost my husband almost 3 years ago. So we widows, you know, we all have that in common. But all I really wanted to do was give her a hug for America. And I did. And she was so gracious and so lovely. So God bless you too. Um, it was a good day. Very, very good day. All right, so you guys, please like and share this video, and as well as the reels that I'm making. I think we need unity in this country. And I think that if you can look at Corey and what happened to him while he was only trying to, you know, get President Trump elected, going to a rally, being patriotic, he loved his country, he wanted President Trump back. And I can't help but feel his presence, that, you know, he's here in Butler looking down, so pleased that President Trump is our president, and that he's taking care of his wife and children. President Trump is taking care of Helen and her daughters, like, for real. Say what you want, but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. There's a lot of good people in the world. Let's raise up the good people. Let's go away, bad people. Raise up the good people. Because that's what makes America great. Good people with good intentions, who love this country and want what's best. All right, I'm going to go. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of editing to do. I've got a lot of video to put out, and hopefully get the message across to you guys, to everyone, that it's time to love each other. Let's put away the hate. Get out of the cult of death and make this world a better place. That's what I'd like to see. Peace. Peace, love, and happiness. I know it sounds lofty, but why not? Why not? It's so much nicer and easier to be friendly and loving than to be hatey and nasty and, you know? That's not fun. So, all right, you guys. I will see you on the next speech report. So happy that YouTube has let me back on, because I was pretty upset about that. So I'm here. Yes, peace, Haidar. Peace. Amen. All right, you guys. God bless you all. Ciao for now.